Hello, and welcome to Back to School Night. Tonight, we will provide you with information on how you can help your child have a successful school year and an overview of their year as a sixth grader. I am Miss Michaela Rowe. This is my fourth year at Forest Edge. I'm originally from Oregon, and I've been really enjoying my time here on the East Coast. I love college sports, and you'll frequently see pictures of my puppy Fenway in my classroom and in my communication.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Sadiq. I've been here at Forest Edge for 7 years, and I have been teaching for 12. I'm originally from Queens, New York, have a bachelor's degree in elementary education, and I have also taught in Baltimore City Public Schools. I'm a wife and a mom to 3 wonderful kiddos, and I enjoy traveling and spending time with my family.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Hanson. This is my second year at Forest Edge, but my 19th year as an educator. I've been a teacher in New York City and Miami, Washington, D.C., and in international schools in Nairobi, Buenos Aires, Tegucigalpa, and now I'm back in Reston with all of you. I'm from upstate New York, so I have my bachelor's from Syracuse University and my master's from SUNY Brockport. I love to watch baseball games and with my family, so my husband, my 2 beautiful boys, and our 2 puppies. I love to read, I love to hike, and I love to instill the love of learning in others.
This is Miss Sutton. She is the special education teacher that will support us here in the 6th grade. This is her 5th year at Forest Edge and her 6th year in FCPS. She's originally from Northern Virginia and went to school in FCPS as a kid. And this is Miss Idle. She will be the ESOL support that is supporting us as the 6th grade team. This is her first year at Forest Edge and her 2nd year as an ESOL teacher. We've really enjoyed having her on our team.
This year, our theme at Forest Edge is We Got Game. We're all gonna be bringing our A game and giving it our best throughout this school year.
This is a glance at our daily schedule. So a typical day in the 6th grade, we start with morning meeting and literacy. We do have a very early lunch and recess. There is math, content, specials, grammar and writing towards the end. And then we have our closing dismissal.
The 6th grade curriculum is aligned with the FCPS program of studies, which connects with our Virginia Standards of Learning. All of the curriculum that we cover this year will also appear in the SOL at the end of the year. We have 10 math units, starting with ratios and fractions and decimals. We then will move into rational numbers and exponents. Students will work with integer operations, so operations with positive and negative numbers. Then we'll move into coordinate planes and congruences. Next, we will do expressions, equations, and inequalities. So simplifying expressions and solving equations and inequalities. We'll then move into proportions and proportional relationships, circles and measurement, where students will find the circumference and area of circles and the area and perimeter of quadrilaterals. And finally, data distribution, where we will look at different datas and graphs. Our last unit just moves forward and we'll start to look at content from 7th grade. They will do the following year in middle school.
If your child's in advanced 6th grade AAP class, our advanced math units we're wrapping up our first unit, rational numbers, this week. Then we're moving into unit 2, proportions and linear relationships, followed by real numbers and exponents. Moving into unit 4, expressions, equations, and inequalities. In unit 5, an introduction to functions. The children will learn how to solve for slope and identify slope. Then we'll move into unit 6, triangles and quadrilaterals, followed by unit 7, our probability and random events unit, which we celebrate by creating carnival games, and the kids love to have their carnival unit. Followed by unit 8, data distributions, unit 9, surface area and volume. We'll wrap up the year in unit 10, moving forward and digging deeper. We'll look ahead at the 8th grade units to come.
In writing this year, we are going to start with building a community of readers. We're then going to move into fiction book clubs. After that, we'll work on nonfiction and narrative nonfiction. We'll also continue in critical literacy. We'll explore poetry. In unit 6, we will explore content area research, which students really enjoy. We're in unit 7 going to look at historical fiction book clubs. We'll then move on to Unit 8, functional text, and then in our year with book clubs again. This year, we'll also be introducing students to a new word study program where we will be teaching students how to build words through knowledge of morphemes.
Our writing units this year comprise of building a community of writers, where your students are just learning how to be passionate writers, writing what they see, what they feel, things that are surrounding them. They're just building a writerly life. Then we'll move into writing memoirs, and we'll really study and immerse in the genre, and students will go through the writing process to create their own memoir. Followed by, in Unit 3, our literary nonfiction, which parallels with our reading units as well. So they'll be exposed to this as readers and then be writing the same genre as writers. Unit 4, we dive into investigative journalism, followed in Unit 5 by our poetry unit. Unit 6 will have our content area research. We'll really dig into those 5-paragraph essays and the essay structure that the kids will need to carry into the middle school with them. Unit 7, they'll be writing historical fiction pieces. Unit 8 will be revisiting essays, but with a persuasive twist. And Unit 9, we're going to end with independent writing projects. So your students will choose which piece they want to dive back into and really make it the best piece that they can. So this year, we'll really focus on writing as a process, beginning the planning, drafting, revising, editing, and publishing our pieces.
In social studies, we have a lot to cover in Q1. We have already talked about being ethical and global citizens, and we will move into primary sources, geography, indigenous people, and West African empires. In Q2, we will explore European exploration, colonial America, and the American Revolution. In Q3, we will learn about the new nation, westward expansion, and reform. And finally, in Q4, we'll cover the Civil War.
We have 4 science units this year. First would be astronomy, which we are immersed in right now. Our next unit will be patterns of weather. Unit 3 is all about water, H2O. And Unit 4 is all about energy sources, energy transformation, non-renewable and renewable sources. We're also going to learn about power plants and our current electricity.
Our math and literacy blocks will follow a similar structure each day. So in math, we'll start with the number sense routine, followed by a math mini lesson. Then students will move into stations where they might be working with the teacher, practicing independently or in groups, playing a game, working on an assignment on the computer, or immersing in a project. In literacy, students will first start with word study each day. Then they may move into stations where they might work with teacher, independently practice, write about their reading, or read independently. We'll also have a literacy mini lesson each day and a writing mini lesson each day. This year, there's also an emphasis on grammar, and there may be a grammar lesson embedded into our writing block, followed by writing practice.
There are lots of virtual learning platforms we're using this year. Flipgrid we're continuing to use. Students will have assignments or use it to record themselves explaining a question or a project that they have. Mayan is a great resource to access books. We have Schoology, where you'll be primarily getting all of the information from school to home and posting assignments. Zoom as a way that we can have virtual meetings if needed with parents and teachers, or with students and teachers as needed. We also have ST Math, and we're this year again using Lexia Core 5 or Power Up Reading to practice our word study, our grammar, and our reading comprehension. If you did not already, please go into News You Choose, and you can sign the digital consent form, or we sent home in our Friday folders last week the paperwork that you needed to fill out the digital consent form and return it to school so your child can use all of these wonderful platforms.
As we all know, Forest Edge is a responsive classroom school. Responsive classroom just fosters community. It creates a safe and welcoming school environment, as well as social and emotional skills. We work towards these goals by incorporating morning meeting and closing circle into our daily schedules. These are a list of our grade level expectations, procedures, and routines. Some expectations include attendance, technology. We just want students to make sure that they are here at school, also treating their technology with care. We also need students to be on time in the morning and dismiss as they are supposed to dismiss in the afternoon. We have some individual class rules that students have collaborated to come up with, as well as school-wide rules. We have expectations around bathroom usage. Students usually go in the morning time as well as in the afternoon. And we just ask students that they are not abusing that privilege, go to the bathroom and come straight back to class. We also are working independently throughout the day in the classroom. Some of the procedures and routines implemented are our behavior systems, where we are reinforcing, redirecting, and reminding students daily. There's also frequent updates to our SRNR. If you would like, you may call the number.
And we would like to thank you for working with your child at home, because the home school connection is very important to a successful school year. And these are some ways you can support your child at home. Setting up a daily family routine, including healthy eating and sleeping habits, is the most effective way to make sure your child is well rested and is performing at their peak ability during school hours. Provide a place and time at home for reading, for studying. Make sure you're asking your child to give them your Friday folders, go over assignments with them, or check there's projects coming up or forms that need to be filled out. Talk to your child each day about their school day and activities. Try to take your child to museums or other educational events that are in the area. Please limit and monitor TV watching, gaming, social media, and computer time. Express high expectations and standards for your child's learning. Attend any parent-teacher conferences. We're all going to try and have some mini conferences soon, and our parent-teacher conferences will be on November 11th. Participate in decisions that affect your child's education and encourage your child to join an extracurricular activity. It's important to have a well-balanced activity. So school and reading, but also getting fun and getting your blood flowing through your veins so your child can be excited and happy to learn as well. Thank you for your support at home. You also, FCPS also has a great opportunity for families who need another way to support your child. It's tutor.com. It's a website where students can connect with a tutor to support their learning needs at no cost to family. You can access this on News You Choose as well, or reach out to your child's teacher and we can help send you the information as well. But this is a wonderful way if your child is struggling academically to get another type of support for your child. It's tutor.com.
As we know, attendance is of the utmost importance, and so we need our students here as often as possible, every day if possible. Attendance definitely matters. Here are some research-based facts as far as attendance is concerned. Of course, if students are not well, we ask that they stay home. However, it's very important for them to be in school daily.
Here are some things you can do to make sure your child has great attendance at school. Just set up a regular bedtime and morning routine. Make sure that they're ready for the day. I know a lot of kids, my kids included, are always stressing about what they want to wear to school. If you have it prepared the night before, it alleviates stress the morning of school. Keep your child healthy and make sure your child has the required vaccinations. Introduce your child to their teachers and classmates before school starts. If you came to the scavenger hunt, you already did that, so thank you. Develop backup plans for getting to school if something comes up, and try to schedule any appointments you have outside of school hours so we can make sure your child is present for all of our important lessons. So as a reminder, chronic absences, 18 or more days, does impact their success rate. So please try as best as possible to keep your child healthy and in school, and be in communication with your child's teacher so we can help make sure they're making up any missing work if needed.
Thank you so much for attending our virtual back to school night this evening. Please stay tuned for updates from Forest Edge as well as your child's teacher. We communicate via a weekly email sent from all three of us. There's also monthly emails, monthly newsletters that will be emailed out and sent home in Friday folders, as well as Forest Edge communication at News You Choose. All four of us can be contacted at our email addresses. Miss Rowe has a talking points code if that is easier for you, and Forest Edge has a Twitter we would love for you to follow. We hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we're excited for a year with your sixth grader.